Go, hit them with the intro.
Hello.
They won't have heard that at
I know,
all.
I was squeezing it out. Welcome to What's the Buttons episode 48. Is that right?
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, I'm back. Sorry, things happen. I don't appear. It happens. Steph fills in, which is a fantastic
No,
replacement.
to be fair, we weren't here last week either.
Yeah,
So we're both back.
Well, yeah, you got that really good episode about animals and stuff. So
That was a good episode.
you know, we might do Patreon free trials.
Yeah,
we can do Patreon free trials now, so we might do that. So you suckers can go, oh yeah, that's really good. We can reel you in.
Well, that was the idea, because there's so many fucking Patreon episodes that you can get access to for £5 a month from www.patreon.com/whatsbuttons. That we figured there'll be a couple decent ones that we can just release to the masses every now and then without getting the actual patrons butt hurt.
Yeah,
And that was one of them.
it's a very good episode.
It was very good. It was very
Probably
funny.
the worst episode we've ever done. Is much better content on Patreon.
It was great.
Yeah, but we don't want them to tell them that's the best one.
No, that's not
It's
the
in
best
bars,
one. It's the worst
the
one.
bars set then.
That's the lowest bar that there is.
It's the worst one.
It only gets better from there.
So I'm
Great.
back. Yeah, I've been busy. Thanks, Steph, for filling in. I hope you're enjoying Tears of the Kingdom, and I hope Minnie Egg has returned.
It has. She's
Fantastic.
completely restarted. It's great.
Yep.
She loves it.
I enjoy Tears of the Kingdom.
Have you finished it yet? Because she keeps asking me if you finished it.
Right, we have some things to talk about on Tears of the Kingdom. So, I
Go on.
thought I finished it, but I didn't.
Yeah.
So I thought I was on the final boss. So I did that, and it was like,
Is there going to be a spoiler alert? Yeah.
No, that weren't the final boss. So now, what I thought was the end, or going to be the end, wasn't the end. And then there was like, if you just go in, and I thought, this is going to be the final boss. Then I got there, it was like, no, if you just go and do this. I was like, okay, this is going to be the final boss. And it was like, no, you need to go and do these 4 more things. And I was like, okay, I'm running out of time here before Diablo. So I've done one of them 4 things, and now, unfortunately, Tears of the Kingdom's getting backburnered now.
Is it?
Yeah, well, Diablo, isn't it? I will talk about that, but yeah, I must say, Tears of the Kingdom is...
It's good, isn't it?
Yeah, it's good. But there's a caveat. My caveat is, I told you, probably via voice note, so the receipts are there, that I was going in with an open mind with the weapon durability.
Yes, indeed. That's even on the podcast.
Yeah, okay. Well,
it's a paper trail.
After 70 hours, I am here to confirm I fucking hate it still. It's fucking shit. I fucking despise weapon durability. It sucks ball bags. I get it. It's the premise of the game. The weapons break, yada yada. I get it. Just make them repairable. Make it so you have to scavenge to repair items so you don't lose them. Because I'm not being funny, right? And this isn't a spoiler because this happened in Breath of the Wild too.
Mm-hmm.
The Master Sword, the ultimate sword, the best sword in the history of the universe. Why is that breaking? Or running out of power, I should say. It's so annoying.
We was at a wedding last night, and one of the guys there, Jack, he's a big Zelda fan, and he was literally standing at the bar, and we were talking about it, me, him and Steph, and he was saying that when he got the Master Sword, he didn't realise that it had not a durability, but an energy type thing. And he said, I was just swinging that motherfucker around, and then it went bloop, and he was like, no! He's like screaming. It doesn't make any sense why there's a durability on that. That should be... You put the effort in to fucking get it. That should be...
Well, the thing with the Master Sword is, right, and I think this is how it should work. So, the base damage is like 30, which is quite good, to be fair, for like any weapons. But you can, you can combine weapons to make them more powerful. You can do that with the Master Sword as well. So if you've got something that's like 50 damage...
Oh, you can bang something on the Master Sword?
But it doesn't connect to it, so it just like absorbs the power of it, if you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So then obviously say it's 30 base, which it is, and then you absorb something with 50, so now it's 80, right? Then you can use that, then fine. If you want to do that, then yeah, it runs out of power, fine.
Yeah.
But if you don't infuse it, it should just be unbreakable, in my opinion. Because 30's alright, it's not game breaking. When you get to where I'm at in the game, like 30's like average, you know what I mean? It's nothing special. So you might as well just leave it and only be breakable if you want to fuse it.
Have it so that if you fuse it,
because having the ultimate weapon in the Zelda universe run out of energy is just stupid.
Without being able to repair it.
You have to wait 10 minutes or 15 minutes.
Yeah.
It comes back, but yeah, you go on the menu and it's like a countdown. And you're just like, It's the Master Sword, man.
Mm.
I will say that getting the Master Sword in this game was probably the coolest time you ever get the Master Sword in any game. I won't obviously go into it, but obviously you get the Master Sword in every game, and or most games. But yeah, they're always cool when you get it. But this one really, in Breath of the Wild, you go through the forest, and that's normally where they are. But yeah, what I loved about it was I didn't Google nothing, so I stayed away from all spoilers. So everything was like organic, because I'd done all the 4 temples, so I knew I could go and fight the boss. But I was like, well, I don't want to fight the boss without the Master Sword, because you have to, really. It's just the way it goes. So like, where the fuck is this Master Sword, man? So I went to the forest where it was in the last one, or where I thought it was, and there was like a big electric storm over it, and I couldn't get in there. It wouldn't let me in the forest. I was like, what the fuck am I supposed to do? So I won't tell you how you find it or anything like that, but yeah, there is a way to find it, and I followed the path, so to speak. Went through a number of things, and yeah, then I got it, and I was so gassed. And all the time, because I hadn't looked into it, I was like, please, please, please don't break. That's all I wanted. Just please don't break. Please don't run out of energy. Please don't be like Breath of the Wild. So I was just running around, hitting as many things as I could with it, and then that dreaded message came up saying the Master Sword's running low on energy, and I was like, you fucking twat. I smacked something else, and it went, psh. I was like, it's just so annoying. But if you take that out of the game, the weapon durability thing, or keep it in but just make weapons repairable, I think it might be one of the best games I've ever played. But it really, really annoys me so much that I couldn't give it like the highest mark.
I don't see. Obviously, they do it because they want people to experience different weapons and blah blah blah. I'm with you on this. I want to be able to repair shit as well. If in World of Warcraft I couldn't repair my fucking weapons, I'd be fuming because you put in a lot of effort to get hold of them. But make it so that there's, say, like specific zones or specific areas where you can repair items. So you can't just repair them on the go. You have to go back to a certain place to repair them, because then that way you won't be able to just travel with the same weapons and then be set for the rest of the game, because you can't repair on the go. You always have to go back to certain places. I don't understand why that can't be a thing.
Well, that's what I was saying last time, and you just shouting me down about it.
Well, I've grown up a lot since then.
Well, but the thing is, right, and this is why I think is a problem, because the gameplay loop, there's many different gameplay loops, right, but one of the main gameplay loops is, you see a camp, you go clear it, and there's a reward. There's a chest in there, but 9 times out of 10, the reward in the chest is a weapon. Well, I've spent the equivalent of that weapon clearing the fucking camp.
So just give me that weapon.
Just give me another weapon of similar value or less, or slightly better for return. I'm just like, well, if that weapon is not better than the weapon I've used to clear this camp,
then this was pointless.
It's just pointless. Exactly my point. So it's just like, then it just kind of, you just think, well, I don't want to go and do that camp or destroy that or find out what that is, because I don't want to use my weapons. I don't want to waste these weapons. And like you say, I see the point and I get it, and I don't mind it. I don't mind the weapons breaking, as long as, like you say, I could go, right, I need 4 bokoblin guts and a Lynos horn, and then I can go and repair the sword. Cool. On my way back, I'll go and repair that, and then I can use that again. That's fine. But the weapons break so quickly. Like, everything breaks so quickly. There's only a few weapons that have a bit more durability. And the annoying thing is, I never dupe, I never glitch, I never do anything like that.
So many people have been doing that. It's crazy.
But there's a dupe glitch for the Master Sword that you can make it unbreakable. Just the base 30, unbreakable. But that was before they patched it.
Nice.
So if I'd done that, because even in the new updates, it's still there. People still got it. So if I'd done that before the update, I could have had, and that would have made my experience so much better. Nevertheless, I think it's a fantastic game. My concern now is I don't think I'll ever finish it.
Well, because you're stuck with Diablo.
Well, yeah, just because it's one of them games I think if I go back to it, it won't suck me in like it has. The story on this has been really good. The story on Breath of the Wild, I can't remember it. This one, the story's been actually fucking really good, and I've actually followed it, and it's been sick. But yeah,
I think you'll be back to finishing it in 2 weeks when Diablo's dead.
I don't think so.
I think so.
You know little Jon Snow. I think you're very wrong.
Yeah.
But no, it's a very good game. I enjoy it a great deal, but it's that weapon durability, man, really drags my enjoyment down, unfortunately.
I think there's a lot of people in the same boat. I think you ain't the only one that gets annoyed by that.
It nearly stopped me from buying it, just because I hated it so much in Breath of the Wild, but I thought maybe they've iterated a bit with the fusing mechanic.
There's different armour, isn't there?
Yeah.
So has that got a durability?
No, nothing.
Why does that make sense?
Only weapons, bows and shields.
So weapons and shields get done in for using them, and bows. But when you get hit by enemies, there's no durability on your armour.
No durability.
So you can't even say that it's a realism type of thing, because if it was, then your armour would be breaking as well.
You should be hunting and gathering for armour as well. I'd say it's very fixable, and I get the gameplay mechanic of it, and I agree with it. I do think it is a good way of, because it does make you scavenge and forage for things. But I just feel like there's a point where, all right, have every weapon break, not the Master Sword. Not the Master Sword. You can't do that. It should be like the pinnacle of weaponry. Because I'm just like, what's the fucking point in using it then?
Yeah.
It's just going to fucking cool down, and it's very frustrating. But yeah, it's a fantastic game. Hopefully they build upon it and change that at some point in the next game or something, or just play with it a little bit, because I know there's a lot of people. There's a lot of Reddit posts and things and YouTube videos of why I'll never buy it or play it because it ruins the experience. And I do think it dampens it. I really do. It's very frustrating. The combat's probably the weakest part of the game anyway. The rest of it's fantastic. The combat's just swing, and thing. There's not really much to it, but still very good game. Top tier. But yeah, I guess Diablo. We're going to talk about Diablo.
Can do,
yeah. So I got in from work, and the missus and the kids were out, and I thought, well, I'm not going to look a gift horse in the mouth, so I'll jump on this quickly for the pod, obviously.
I saw that you was online, and then I got briefly angry because I was like, he's supposed to be fucking coming here for a pod, and then I was like, I guarantee he's doing it for the pod.
100%.
So I was like, I won't say anything.
I much prefer playing games in the evening when I've got my headphones on. I'm settled, especially new games, because I get right in the zone. I get up close with a beanbag. I'm like, here we go. Well, I thought, well, I've got an opportunity here to get some done, so I've got something to talk about. So, and I've got more than something to talk about. Oh, it's so good. The cinematic at the opening, I was gassed.
Cinematic's cool, innit?
Oh my god, I was so gassed.
Had you played any of the beta?
I played the beta, but I skipped it all because I was like, I don't care. I skipped it all straight away.
I played the beta, and then they did like a server test
slam, wasn't it?
Yeah, and I jumped on that as well. So a lot of the intros and things like that I've seen, and it's cool, man. It is very cool.
So I done the intro. Two things I wanted to ask you, actually, to quiz you, shall I say. Right, there's 5 classes. Can you guess what class I picked?
I reckon so.
Go on.
Rogue.
Nope, barbarian.
You reckon barbarian?
Yep. Second thing, I'll give you 3 guesses.
Go on.
I don't think you're going to get it, but you should get it, but I don't think you will, in 3 guesses. What did I call him?
What did you call the rogue? Oh, sorry, the barbarian.
My big bastard barbarian. With a top knot and shaved side heads. He looks hard.
Ragnar.
Yeah, you got it. I shouldn't have said that.
The minute you said shaved.
I shouldn't have said that part, yeah. Ragnar.
Oh, Ragnar.
Big Ragnar.
That's very cool. But so I'm part of, obviously my guild has a Discord, and a lot of them are playing Diablo at the moment. A lot of people in that Discord slating it off. Hell of a lot of people are
what, Diablo or the barbarian?
Diablo.
Why?
Because they're very meta, aren't they? They don't just play the game for the fun of it. They want to be the best of the best. So then you start looking into the builds and all of that. I've seen a lot of stuff with the druid being really like shit early on in the game, which I found when I played the betas. I was like, yeah, this guy ain't as fun as I was hoping. But I feel like opinions based on that for a game that technically hasn't released yet for the masses, you're not even in the season yet, is a bit early on to be slating it. But obviously you've already had a hands-on experience of it early doors.
I take all of that with a complete pinch of salt, because this Diablo is unlike any other Diablo, because it's a live service Diablo. which is completely different. All the other ones have not been live service. This is Battle Pass. This is seasonal content. This is 4 expansions and a year, and this is completely different. So everything's going to be changing constantly. So I don't think you could ever put a definitive review out for a game of live service. Like, it's like saying World of Warcraft, you stick a review on it now. Well, it's not going to be the same in 5 years.
It'll be different next week.
Exactly.
There's
So you
fast
can't.
tuning
I
every
don't think
fucking week.
you can go, oh, it's not great at the moment, but it could get better. It could get worse. You don't know.
What you have with games like this is streamers so heavily influence the early days of games like this, especially games like Diablo. People like Osmond Gold will.
I love Asmongold.
Yeah, he's
the goat, man. I've watched so many videos of him lately.
Obviously, he's barbarian and he's using a whirlwind build, and that's what everyone else will be using. And if he says that a certain build's shit, then that build is shit, and no one will use it. They heavily influence games like this. So I think people fall into the trap of not actually trying and testing stuff out. They just see that something is apparently shit, and then go, "Oh, well, that's waff. I'm not going to use that."
It's interesting that there are opinions that you've seen, because I've seen the complete counter opposite from what you've said.
These are PC gamers, though. A lot of them are just cunts.
Yeah, from YouTubers and podcasters and that, and people that have played all the Diablos and stuff. They're really excited. Obviously, there's the odd person I've seen that is just like, oh, this sucks or this sucks. But most people have been really positive on build variety, how easy it is to switch builds so you're not locked in and stuff if you don't want to. One of my favourite features, which is going to change the game for me personally, is being able to skip the campaign just by pressing a button on other characters, because that always stops me from playing other characters. I don't want to do all that shit again.
100%.
There's that really shit mission that I hated. I don't ever want to do that again.
They the previous expansion of World of Warcraft, Shadowlands, they had it was called a renown system, where it was like a reputation with different faction kind of shit, and they locked it into They locked it into the progression of the entire story, and it put people off because you were forced to grind out these different things. Whereas in Dragonflight, it means absolutely fucking nothing. You can do it if you want. Like, I've done it on one character. My main character now, I haven't even fucking touched it because I don't need to do it, and that makes people want to play a hell of a lot more and move around and diversify with characters for that exact reason, like you just said. It puts you off. If you decide that, I want to stop playing this character that I put 100 hours in and make a new character, but you've then got to go through all the bullshit that you've already done with that character, it's annoying. So if you have the ability to just go, like, just from a developer point of view, if you understand that a lot of people don't want to do that again because they already know the story, there's no benefit for it. They know the rewards that you get from it, which are usually of no value anyway, because that's the whole point of end game content. So, yeah, no, it's good to hear that you don't have to fuck around with campaigns or multiple different characters if you don't want to.
I'm gassed because, there's loads of characters I want to try, and I will, because I haven't got to do all that, and I can just jump straight, essentially, to, like, the beginning of Endgame, but not really there.
Yeah, and that's what you want.
Yeah, that's what I want. I want to get... Because the Endgame is what everyone wants to do.
100%.
Whilst the story is actually quite interesting, and I'm enjoying what I've seen.
Yeah, but you only want to experience it once.
Yeah, I only want to experience it once, and once I'm done with it and I'm content, I will move on and try other things out, which I would never do. Even in Destiny, it's a bit egregious, like, because I didn't really want to play any other character. I switched to Titan, and I've always been a hunter, but I had to do so much boring shit again. Now they introduced in Lightfall, the latest expansion, that there's a campaign skip, but it costs silver, which you have to buy.
Which you have to pay for it.
Yeah,
so
it's like a tenner.
paywall.
It's like a tenner.
Yeah.
And I was just like, right, do that for the whole thing. So, because you have to unlock all the fragments, all the shards, like for all the class abilities. And I get it keeps more people playing it because you have to play it for longer to do it. But then there's people like me that won't do it because they don't want to do it.
Yeah,
but if you gave me the skip option, I'd play the game more.
But that kind of gatekeeping is quite harmful if you do it long term. If you consistently make it that way, so that you can only do a certain amount of stuff a week, and then you got to wait until this month or until this point in the year until you can do this and that and that. it becomes very annoying. Flip side of it, if you have none of that, people are just going to rinse stuff in a week that should have taken 6 months. It's just how it works. But I normally find that if you don't force people to play, they will play even more than if you were forcing them to play.
Saying. Exactly that. That's why I feel it's counterproductive. You'll get the elite tryhards that will want to max every character out with everything. Cool. I haven't got 12, 14 hours a day.
It removes your FOMO. If I give you a campaign that's 10 chapters long, and I tell you that you cannot access the end game until you've done these 10 chapters, but these 10 chapters will take you 6 weeks to do, it's going to be annoying, and you're going to want to rinse them because you aren't going to want to miss out on them. If I turn around to you and said, there's 10 chapters here that you can do, you can just skip these and go straight to the end game, but I'd suggest you do the 10 chapters. You might dip your toes in, you might love doing it, but you ain't going to feel pressured to do it. You might just go straight to end game. But you'll be more interested in doing all of it because you're not forced to do it.
Exactly. So I'll be playing a majority of the characters. I'll probably want to go Necromancer, I think. I'll always go Rogue. Like, I normally wouldn't pick the Barbarian, and I'll tell you my only reason for doing it this time, is because I think Diablo 4, I'm going to say it, I think it's going to be one of them forever games. I think it's going to be one of them I can drop out for a month and jump back in. Whereas Destiny is different in terms of when you go back to Destiny, it's fucking well overwhelming.
Listeners remember this when he talked about fucking Lightfall. He said the exact same words. And when's the last time this man's even touched?
I always go back to Destiny, but my point being that when I go back to Destiny, I am overwhelmed. I've put a ridiculous amount of hours into Destiny. I've platinumed it. I've done all the bollocks, but when I go back, they change so many fundamental things that it's overwhelming if you're not keeping up with everything. Whereas Diablo, it's also casual friendly. If you want to just go on and just whack some fucking things for a bit of loot, you can.
Yeah.
And that has been the majority of people's opinions. Is it's one of them. It is a forever game. It's one of them you can just jump on and you just won't really need to learn much more than you already know. And if you do, just stick it on World Tier 1 and just have a way with it. But there's something so satisfying about that. That's what I'm discovering with Diablo, which I knew anyway to a degree with Destiny and that. But I am just a loot goblin. I just like whacking things, see shiny stuff come out, pick it up and go, is that better? Yeah, lovely. That's it. That dopamine rush straight away, bang. Then you've got, I played it for what, an hour and a half? The amount of times that screen shined with leveling up, new weapon, little titles fucking popping up. You've done this challenge that you don't even know you're doing. Yeah. Here's a title. I'm just them little dopamine rushes. Yes, more.
Give me more of this. I want it all.
That is what I want. I'm getting new swords. I'm getting new clubs. I'm getting new axes. I'm getting fucking
titles are my favourite things.
Yeah, all that shit.
I don't know why. Out of everything that I can get, titles are the number one thing that I just love collecting. Any title I can get hold of, I want it because I just think they're so fucking cool.
There's only one thing, right, that's put me off of Diablo. Not put me off, but it's made me sceptical about how it's going to work out, and it's the seasonal content, because they've never done it before. Like, they did, but I don't think not in this. They've never had battle passes and stuff like that. So I was reading up about it, and apparently they did a bit of this in Diablo 3, because I wanted to know how the story expansions work. So in Destiny, you get new seasons, so you just carry on with your character. You get new stories. You go and interact with it. You do this, that, and the other. But I'm going to read this because you'll make more sense. It's a Blizzard game, so you should make more sense of this.
I am the expert on this pod when it comes to Blizzard.
Exactly. So that's why I need you. Gfinity, Diablo 4 seasons roadmap. Everything we know so far. So. The wait for Diablo 4 is finally over. There's a lot to be excited about. One of the key things that many have been asking about is seasons, and if Diablo 4 will have them. Thankfully, we have a high-level Diablo 4 seasons roadmap that Blizzard has given to us. Seasons have been a model that many games have used in the past to add new content to the game, as well as a regimented way to implement balance changes as well. Diablo 2 was one of the first to implement a seasons as we know it today. And as time passed, this model was iterated on to what we know it to be. Diablo 4 Seasons Roadmap. In a Diablo 4 quarterly update, the developers have given us a high-level overview about seasons in Diablo 4 and what we can expect in each season. There will be up to 4 seasons each year, each with new content that players will experience right from the get-go. Seasons in Diablo 4, and this is the bit that I'm not sure I like, and you might be able to, alleviate my fears on this. Seasons in Diablo 4 will function as a clean slate with a full wipe of the playing field. Players will pick a new class and play through the game, acquiring new items to power up the new character. This full wipe is a way for the team to implement new content to the game, including new quest lines and challenges that set the stage and theme of the new season. The seasonal wipe is also... This is written terribly. The seasonal wipe is also allows the team to implement any changes or additions to the game to maintain the balance in the overall meta of builds or bring quality of life features to improve player experiences. After a season concludes, characters in that season will be retired to the Eternal Realm, where players can keep leveling and building out those characters, but without any of the benefits of any current seasonal content. Does that make any sense to you?
No. What?
Yeah.
Wait. Read the wiping bit again, the first bit.
Seasons in Diablo 4 will function as a clean slate with a full wipe of the playing field. Players will pick a new class and play through the game, acquiring new items to power up the new character. This full wipe is a way for the team to implement new content to the game, including new questlines and challenges that set the stage and theme of the new season. The seasonal wipe also allows the team to implement any changes or additions to the game to maintain the balance in the overall meta of builds or bring quality of life features to improve player experiences. After a season concludes, characters in that season will be retired to the Eternal Realm, where players can keep leveling and building out those characters, but without any of the benefits of any current seasonal content.
So the season must be optional to participate in.
I guess so. This is what I don't understand.
I don't understand how that works. Because what is the season then?
I don't know.
I don't get that. So this is how I thought it would have been. So you have seasons on WoW. You have Mythic Plus seasons and PvP seasons, and all it means is that there's a different rotation of Mythic Plus dungeons and different. They call them affixes, which is just like
affixes are in this too.
Yeah, so it might be like for this week, every boss gets 30% extra health or shit like that. And you have a rank. You have a ranking system within that season. It's called a Mythic Plus rating, and you always get an achievement if you get over 2,000. You get a mount and all that shit, and that's what everyone aims for. And then I think it's like 3 months or something like that, it resets. And then there's a new season, and then they do a different rotation of dungeons. But that's all that happens. That is how you get different gear and shit like that. But the actual character that you're playing doesn't get reset or wiped because it's a character that you're playing. So I don't understand what that means.
So essentially because I looked a little bit when I got here on Reddit about it, because I was like, what the fuck does that mean?
I don't get it.
So essentially what I gathered from what people are saying is that when a season comes out, you can pick you pick a new class, play through with that. Then once the season's over, that character will go into like the pool of characters that you have, and you can carry on playing with that character that you've leveled. But it won't be like in the... I don't know.
Yeah, but what are the seasonal benefits though?
I don't know.
That's what I don't get.
There is more to read. So
okay, you carry on.
In addition to new content and seasonal wipes, there's going to be a couple of mainstay features in each season. First is going to be the season journey. This is a returning feature from Diablo 3 where players will have a separate objective track to complete aside from the main story quests. Blizzard has stated that the season journeys this go around... Written poorly, man. This season journeys this go around will be much more challenging than Diablo 3's and will have a new pinnacle difficulty challenge each season. The second mainstay feature of each season will be the battle pass, fucking yada yada yada. But I don't know how it works.
I don't understand that, because that to me sounds fucking awful. So you put a load of time and effort into a character for an entire season, and then when it's the next season, you can't use that character anymore. You have to make a brand new character.
You can use the character.
Yeah, but you won't be able to use it for the next season, no?
Yeah, they're quarterly though. So it's not a monthly thing or anything.
Yeah,
like
but that's still not fair. How imagine you're playing Destiny.
I know, this is why I don't like the idea of it.
And you have to. So you put 4 months into a character for Bungie to turn around to you and then go, right, you've either got to archive this character or we're going to fucking wipe it.
This
You've got to start again, mate.
This is what will make it acceptable for me, is say the new season comes out, right, and I pick Barbarian and run the season with that Barbarian. All the stuff that I've collected, can I transfer into a chest so my other character can carry on?
Almost definitely not.
Well, then it's not worth it. What's the point?
Of course, it's not worth it. There must be more to that, because that just sounds fucking game breaking to me. That to have an MMO where the whole point of it and the end game content is to have a character that you spend time, love, and effort into it, to then have it wiped clean, and then you start all over, forcibly starting all over again. To me, it doesn't sound right. I think we're reading it wrong, because there's no way. I haven't heard anything about that. I feel like if that was a thing, how we're talking about it, we would hear uproar about it, because it sounds fucking balmy to me.
Yeah, that's what I don't understand. This is why it scares me.
It's like Google Diablo 4 wiping characters.
Yeah, but you're just going to read the same thing that I've read. I think it is just the way it is. As part of reset, players will pick a new class and play through the game. Right, it is a different thing. Roadmap, blah, blah, blah. Recent quality update, share something exciting. As a part of reset, players will pick a new class, play through the game, acquiring new items to power up their character. This means that the progress made in previous seasons will not carry over, providing a fresh start for everyone. This approach will allow players to experiment with different classes and playstyles, making each season a unique experience. Seasonal wipe is a way of blah, 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 blah.
Here we go. I'm on the Blizzard forums.
No, yeah, you tell me.
So this is where they want. So someone said, could you explain to me how the concepts of open world MMO and the season pass that resets the character every 3 months can be combined? I don't understand how it makes sense to have a persistent world in constant evolution, but having to start from scratch every time to enjoy new content and items. This seems to go against the concept and of persistence that Diablo 4 promises. I played for more than 180 hours. I powered up my character to the maximum, and now with the release of the season pass, I should start over with a new character to participate.
I concur.
Personally, I consider this experience truly detrimental, and if confirmed, I will request a refund. Someone's first person to respond. Then go get a refund. It doesn't reset your character, but gives you seasonal rewards for doing a fresh one. You won't have to play through the whole story again, as it seems won't need to do stuff like the collectible statues again. The share open world has nothing to do with how a season system works. Why do you think it's different with Diablo 4 than Diablo 3? Blah, blah, blah. Oh, he's just talking shit. Why did you pre-order if you're not fully committed to the purchase and never fucking hell, and no one in the beta both got what? They were blah. Is anyone on here not going to be a cunt? It's typical fucking Blizzard forum, man. But blah 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 blah. They're not explaining what it is. We can hypothesize that Diablo 4, in terms of game, oh fucking hell, he's not even talking about it. What does it say? Instead of being able to enjoy it with my character by simply scanning the stats, they tell me, hey, nice, but you need to start over from scratch to try out this new content and mechanics. It's as if in Guild Wars 2, every seasonal free mini expansion, I have to start over from scratch and do everything again. The experience offered by Diablo 4 are highly comparable to Skyrim and Guild Wars 2, but as in WoW with content patches here, blah, 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 blah. Who have I just paid? The fuck did I just pay? What did I just pay for? Sorry, excuse me. Google Play. What did I just buy with Google Play for 60 quid? What the fuck did I just pay for? I don't understand what I've just paid for, you know. Have you found anything Google-wise?
I'm reading it. I'm just trying to make sense of it, man. I don't get it.
It was fucking Duolingo. You little cunts. What the fuck?
What?
What?
The language learning thing.
Are you mad? Are you mad?
Have you just bought a
What
year
the
pass?
fuck's that? No. I downloaded Duolingo. I'm going to have to sort this out.
Which is free.
Which is free.
I use it to learn Spanish.
I'm learning Hungarian.
Congrats.
And they give me
Sí, señor.
They give me a week's worth or 2 weeks worth of the free trial shit. And I went, all right. Well, the 2 weeks is up, and rather than reminding me, they've just fucking renewed it for 60 quid. What the fuck? What?
Sí, senor.
What? Can I have that back, please? I want that back. How do I do this?
Why don't you pause the pod?
Yes, I'm going to have to. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. This is a monetary problem. Give us a minute. Ladies and gentlemen, I do apologise. I'm back. We're back. It's just Duolingo's robbed me. So, how can even that ain't free? It's crazy, isn't it? Even if I want to learn Hungarian, that ain't fucking. I got to spend the big bucks. But this little break that we had has, so we could lie here and say that we went on like a 2-hour break. It's now the following day, but it has allowed us to gain a little bit more insight into this season bullshit with Diablo. I'm hoping Ash is going to have some answers for me while I eat my biscuit.
It's not actually the following day. It's literally been 10 minutes. You strange man. So, basically, what I can gather, right, is you've got a base game, right? So what they're saying is, from all the sources that I've just read, that when the new season comes out, there'll be new stuff. You create a new character, you go and do that.
Mm-hmm.
You do whatever, you level him up, you max him out, you get all your gear, whatever you do. And then at the end of the season, that character just gets transferred back into base game stuff. So you can... So essentially, say there's new items, say there's a fucking new helmet for a barbarian or whatever, you can go and get that with a new character and then transfer it to your other barbarian in the main game stuff. The reason it's not that bad in this, I guess, is there's... In the vanilla game, essentially, there's like world bosses and there's PvP and stuff like that. So maybe you just really want something to go and use in PvP, so you can go and do the seasonal content for it. I don't know. Personally, for me, I'd rather just have one character, 2 characters, 3 characters that I level and play.
That sounds annoying.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I don't like starting new characters.
I don't. So.
Well, you do. You've got about 40.
Yeah, but I only play one. I got a main, and that's all I play. So what you're saying is, with every season there'll be new gear and things like that.
Yeah,
and new
bosses,
quests to
new
experience.
dungeons.
And so it will force me to create a new character. That character, say I've already...
You don't have to. If you just don't want to do the season, you can just still play normally.
But if they've got some cool shit in there,
Yeah,
some decent shit, or some meta shit. So if you want to see new content, you have to make a new character to experience it. And then when that season's done, all the stuff that you got on that character, you can transfer it to one of your, to say your main character. But that main character will never be able to experience any of the new content that's in the season because you have to make a new character to participate in the season.
Yeah.
That sounds fucking awful.
Yeah. Don't sound great, does it?
That doesn't sound good at all. Why would that be a thing? Why would you not just have a character that you can main and then that can participate in every single fucking season there is? Why would that not make sense?
Yeah,
Why would people be okay with that as well? I don't want to be forced to have to play a new character every fucking 3 months. 3-4 months. I don't want to have to do that. So, and surely that's going to get quite boring because let's say the only class that you like playing in Diablo 4 is a barbarian. So you main a barbarian. Season 1 comes out. You then play Season 1 with that barbarian that you've made, having a fantastic time. Season 2 now comes out, or Season 1's ended. You've now had to put that barbarian on the back burner, back into the normal world. Season 2's now come out. You can't bring your barbarian back into Season 2, so what do? The only class you like playing is barbarian, so you make another barbarian. So you now have to go from the base level up to max level in this season. So replaying a class that you already play, learning all the spells, doing the same fucking talent build because that's what you like playing, to get gear. Okay, cool. So you've now got some cool gear. Now, do you keep it with that barbarian or do you put it with the new barbarian? Well, no, you're going to put it with your main barbarian. So now Season 2's over. Now Season 3's come out. What are you going to do? You've got to make another barbarian. Get more gear with that barbarian that's now got to go to your fucking Season 1, your first season barbarian. It just sounds like a system that's just...
It doesn't sound right, does it?
And the whole, if you play other classes, So you play Barbarian season 1, and then in season 2 you're doing a Necromancer. Okay, well you're not going to be getting the same gear for the drop in for the Necromancer as you are for the Barbarian. So you've now done season 2 as a Necromancer. Well, there's nothing that you can transfer over from that to your Barbarian. So you've now got 2 characters that are pointless in playing. So then you make a 3rd character for season 3. Surely they have to make the characters viable outside of seasons. Otherwise, there's absolutely no point in having a main character outside of a season because it won't be able to do anything. I don't like the sound of it at all.
Yeah, it sounds a bit shit there. I'll read this Reddit post. This is what I was reading
Go
earlier.
on.
Can someone explain how seasons will work?
I've got some crisps as well.
Great, that's what people want to hear, isn't it?
Bacon rashers.
As a completely new player to the Diablo franchise, can someone please clarify what seasons mean? Do we get to keep our progress, levels, loot, etc., or is it wiped every season? What happens if we miss a season? Are we forever behind? When a new season starts, you get the option to create a seasonal character. Nothing from your non-season characters or previous season characters, items, gold, levels, etc. will carry over to your new seasonal character. It is essentially a fresh new start. When the season ends, the character you played during the season will then be made into a non-seasonal character where you can choose to keep it forever. Seasons usually have a special affix or seasonal theme to help keep it fresh. Also, if you miss a season, you die in real life. I'll just carry on reading some more of the comments while you eat the crisps.
Okay.
This guy has the right info. No one wants to hear that up against your mouth. You're chewing crisps into the mic.
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
This guy has the right info. Literally, all of it is 100% correct, even the last statement. Diablo 4 team also stated they're going to make sure each season feels fresh and different, so I'm hoping they do more than just a special affix. Is there anything carrying over? At least your leaderboard rank from the season before. I kind of hate games where I grind and the month everything is gone without proof. At least your leaderboard rank from the season before. What is the point? I hate games where I've got... He's just copying his comment. It's not gone. It just gets moved to non-seasonal world where you can play forever. If you don't like the idea to start over, just keep playing your first character outside of the season. They replied with, is that viable? Like, is it a thing that's commonly done? I would also personally like to improve one character over time and not keep starting over again, considering I don't have that much time on my hands. They replied, yes, it is completely fine to do. Plenty of people do just that. But you can only do so much on that one character, and you'll probably end up making a new seasonal character later on down the road once you feel up for it.
But that isn't fair. That's not fair. You should never be forced to create another character. So what they're saying is, in order to be completely viable and to be ahead of everyone or be level with everyone, you have to keep participating in seasons.
In Diablo 3, you get permanent cosmetics from the seasons like pets, portrait frames, transmog items, and more stash space.
Unless we're thinking of it as this might be help us better understand.
Guess what? I just got an email from Duolingo. I've never got an email from Duolingo in my life.
Brilliant.
Carry on, sorry.
What if it's like expeditions on No Man's Sky?
Yeah, probably, but I don't even enjoy that. But yeah, that is what it is. So you do the expedition, you create a new character, you do these set things, and then all the rewards you get, essentially you can transfer back. So it says here, someone's commented, in Diablo 3 you had 30 days to transfer your seasonal equipment / stash to your non-seasonal character's stash.
So that would make sense if it's so. Yeah. So therefore I would understand it like that. So you have a season come out. It's all cosmetic based. So any of these cosmetics, you have to do the season to get hold of them, and then you can transfer them over to your main character. Your main character is actually the one that's doing all the end game content. But this is how you get specific cosmetics and things like that. If they throw gear into it that has actual attributes and things like that, then it's fucking annoying.
Yeah.
If it's just cosmetic, if it's seasons that are cosmetic like a battle pass, then yeah, that's fine. That makes sense. It's still annoying.
I'll keep reading down the post so you can keep adding your information and making me feel better about it.
Go for it.
So you can still keep playing your non-seasonal character and get higher in the ladder. Is there a reason not to do that? Your non-seasonal character will go to non-seasonal ladder. You can always grind him out more and PvP and whatever. The new seasons will have rewards though, generally cosmetics or pets and mounts, maybe titles and borders if they exist again. This is obviously 2 months ago. They also said they will be trying to implement new features possibly into each season to keep it fresher than ever before. Yes, I understood that seasons have different new things, but I'm kind of the guy who loves to progress on one character. That's why I asked if I can keep playing the same one all the time. I've never really played Diablo, but isn't Paragon level at endless grind, so I could keep grinding that on one character. They reply with, yes, once a season ends, your character was just moved into the general non-season pool, keeps all their stuff, still playable, etc. You have a record of how far you progress during the season, but there's just no season rewards for non-season characters, so you have the option of continuing to play the same character or starting a new one in the new season, or both. So yeah, I did.
So you can participate in the season if you want to get the seasonal locked stuff, cosmetics and stuff like that. And yeah, if you don't want it, then you just carry on with your main character and do the end game content and continue with that. So what I understand this now to be is that any character that's in the participating in the season is not participating in end game content. It will not progress normal characters through end game content. It's just for cosmetics and things like that. I still don't like it. I don't like that you have to make a new character, get to grips with that one, and then fucking do it all over again. And I feel that would get very, very, very boring, because the easiest route is if you're maining a barbarian and you wanted to participate in the season, to make it easier on yourself, you're going to go with a barbarian because you know the class inside out. But you can only do that so many times until it gets fucking boring. You go, right, let me make another barbarian and do this all over again. I don't like the sound of that at all.
The reasoning for restarts in ARPGs is quite simple. The end game would be boring without them, as the whole cycle of gearing your character is designed to be done through repeating same or similar enough content over and over again. There is very little to be gained after a certain amount of time. Now you might think, well, this just sounds like raiding in WoW. During a 6-month season in WoW, assuming you fully clear a raid instance every week, you get about 25 weeks worth of boss kills. Depending on raid size, that is about 200 to 300 boss kills, 8 to 12 bosses in instance. That amount of farming happens in ARPGs in a matter of days. Well, if we would only count kills in a matter of minutes. Someone commented this. I am also the one character kind of person that does not like to restart every now and then. I also think that seasons should not force new characters. So yeah,
it seems like a very poor move.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't get it.
Diablo has not got the diversification in characters to back that idea up, that kind of gameplay. They haven't even got fucking monks in this. There's no monks. So what have you got? You got barbarians, you got rogues, you got sorcerers, you got necromancers, you got druids. That's it. So you haven't got monks and you haven't got bards. Sorry. So you've only got a pool of 5 classes to choose from. And if those classes have a meta within their talents to a point where some builds are just no point playing, as there is already, then that squishes it down even more. So you're then throwing out various different seasons every year, forcing people to create a new character with very little pool to choose from. It's going to get boring very quick. You'd have to heavily rely on the content that they're putting in those seasons to be fun to play. You see what I mean? They're saying new dungeons, new quest lines, all of that type of shit with every season. Well, they best be fucking good if you're forcing people to restart the game just to take part in it. Because if they're not good, no one's going to fucking do it, and then it's going to flop. I'm scared.
I don't understand, man.
What do you mean?
I just don't get it. I'll read this.
You don't understand it?
This is the last one I'm reading.
Okay.
Someone said, "Are you saying if I get an amazing unique to drop or something quite prestigious, I only keep it for a season? I don't understand how that works. That personally would ruin the thrill of getting an item." Someone said, "Not really, no. When the game starts, everyone can only create non-seasonal characters." Correct. So there's no season at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Non-seasonal characters will exist forever and keep all items, /gold, /experience, everything for the life of the game. Then, the first season will start. Your non-seasonal character cannot enter the season mode. However, you can continue to use your non-seasonal character in non-seasonal mode for as long as you wish, and many people do. Only if you'd like to try the season, then you'll have to create a new seasonal character, and this character cannot, brackets, for now, interact with your non-seasonal character.
Mm-hmm.
You can think of it as they are on two different servers.
Yep.
The new seasonal character will start from scratch. 0 gear, 0 experience, right from the beginning of the game. Brackets, level playing field for all people wanting to play the season. Let's say you level up your seasonal character and do get an amazing unique drop or something quite prestigious. You can use it on your seasonal character as much as you'd like. However, you cannot trade it or move it to your other non-seasonal character, brackets, for now, until the season ends. When the season ends, you do not lose anything you gained using your seasonal character. The seasonal character and all the loot you got during the season is moved to your non-seasonal character area. You can think of this like a server merger. The seasonal character and that unique prestigious item still exist. They are just now non-seasonal like your other character. Now you can move items between the two characters because they are both non-seasonal. Then the second season starts. And the process is exactly the same. You can ignore it and continue to play your two non-seasonal characters in non-season mode, or if you'd like to try the season, then you can again create another new seasonal character. Start from 0 XP, 0 items, and experience this second season. And this character and all their loot will get moved to your non-seasonal characters when the season is over. And on, and on, and on. Or at least that's how Diablo 3 seasons have worked, so I'm assuming Diablo 4's are based on the same concept. Personally, I really like the seasonal concept. I eventually get bored of the endgame grind, and it's fun to go through the process of leveling up a new character, searching for the right gear for them again. Plus, it's within its own seasonal mode where everyone else is doing the same thing, so it's almost like day one of the game again in a sense. Nothing you gain or find ever gets taken away or erased though, only shifted from seasonal character to non-seasonal character. So, in that respect, it doesn't sound like the end of the world too much for me. If it is...
Do you understand it?
Yeah, I understand it, and that is what I was understanding, what he's just explained. But what I was getting scared of was, say I create a barbarian, the barbarian I've got now, new barbarian comes out, I create him, get all the seasonal content, then that gets moved to original server, let's just call it that. Then I can't transfer what I like too much, because like that barbarian I got now is going to be my main barbarian. All these other ones will just be his, brothers, whatever. So anything I get, I want to transfer to that one, right? That other barbarian is just a loot hauler, because he'll get deleted once he's transferred whatever I want to transfer. There's no point having 12 barbarians.
So it sounds like to me, so there'll be specific season loot, like cosmetics, say, I don't know, like fucking different helms and shit like that, and then pets and stuff like that. On your journey within that season to get to that seasonal gear, you might pick up you obviously will pick up other gear because you're starting the game again. And to me it sounds like, so say your main barbarian, your non-seasonal barbarian has
Ragnar. Let's just call him Ragnar.
Ragnar has a certain kind of two-handed sword. Well, when you make a seasonal character, you might, by the time you're finished with that season, have picked up a better two-handed sword. So you, at the end of that season, will be able to transfer that better weapon that you've picked up on your seasonal barbarian and send it to your main barbarian, Ragnar. Thus, meaning that Ragnar is still relevant in terms of gear, because any gear that you've earned on your seasonal character, that is better than what Ragnar's got, you can give it to Ragnar at the end of the season. It makes sense. At the same time, though, how in the fuck are you supposed to balance? What's the point in having a main character then? Because if you're constantly playing seasons, why would you be playing your other character?
This is what I mean. That's what I don't understand.
I don't like it.
I don't like that.
Because how does the end game work then outside of a season? So is the stuff that I'm going to get outside of a season better than the stuff that I would get within a season? Obviously, it would be the same loophole. I can only imagine that the stuff that... So it's the exact same game put next to each other, except this one's seasonal and this one isn't seasonal. This one has specific cosmetics, but the gear and loot within it is exactly the same as this. That isn't seasonal. Yeah, you still with me?
Can't do, yeah.
Okay, so seasonal, non-seasonal. The only difference between the two is that seasonal has different cosmetics. Okay, just think of it like that. Gear-wise, weapons, armor, exactly the same. You can get the exact same shit. It's just this one's got different cosmetics in it, right, that you can only get in here. So what I'm saying is, how much time have these people got on their hands if they're maining a non-seasonal character, doing endgame content with that, which is going to take a while to build up the gear and stuff like that. You then want a cool-looking mount that's in the season. You have to start the game over again, and God knows how far you have to get before you can get access to that mount. So you've now taken time away from your main character to get a fucking mount. Maybe by the end of that season is when you finally get that mount, and then the next season rolls round, there's even more shit that you want. But hold up, you haven't had time to play your main character because you've been fucking around in a season playing a character that means fucking nothing because you're going to delete it after. It doesn't sound fun.
No, that's what I mean. It just feels like
that doesn't sound good. That is, to me, the developers are forcing you to play different characters, and it should never be forced to play. If you have to force people to play different characters and to play different builds, then you fucked up as a developer because you've made different characters and different builds not fun. If you have to force people to adventure into different realms of that, that's a developer issue. Maybe that's not the case, but I don't want to have to be forced every single fucking season, which, bearing in mind you're paying for, every season that you're paying for, to have to make a brand new character, start all over again, it rather than just being able to do it on your current character.
I don't know if you are paying for it. I'm not sure how that works, because there's a battle pass in there as well. How many fucking cosmetics are going to be in this fucking game?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You have to make it viable. Like, this whole system of having that season, the quests, the different quests in it, the different dungeons that are in it, the different cosmetics that are in it, have to be decent. Otherwise, what is the fucking point? And I cannot, for the life of me, understand why you cannot just have end game characters, your main characters, dipping into that season.
Yeah, this is what
Why
I hate.
does it need to be
sense.
separate? It's an even playing field.
Yeah, who
well,
cares?
it's an even playing.
What's the point?
It's an even playing field anyway. If your end game content is an even playing field, you get out as much as you put in. If you're playing fucking 80 hours a week worth of end game content, you're going to be better than the person that's playing fucking 20. That's just how it works. It's never going to be fully even. The evenness of it is having that. If you put more hours into this, you're going to get more out of it. That is even playing field. If you put in less hours, you're going to get less. That's exactly how it works. That's how fucking life works. So this clean slate is fair for everyone. Why is that a thing for seasons? Why is that a thing? It would be fair for everyone if you just let them play their main character in the season. It doesn't sound good. All these people on the forums that are wanking themselves off over to it, they sound fucking boring. Because it just sounds shit to me. If every single mythic season on World of Warcraft, I had to delete a character, I had to make a brand new character and level it from fucking 1 to 70 every single time before I can participate in the end game content again to get these cosmetics, I wouldn't fucking play it. Because it's so long.
It's not necessarily end game, it's just seasonal, so it might just be a case of do this throughout the season. It doesn't necessarily have to be end game to do it. I thought the end game was you get the stuff you want, you get you get the weapons you want, you get the gear that you want, and then you can like socket it all. You can get you min max everything basically, and then you've got the Paragon points and all this stuff. But what I don't understand is when are you going to have the time to do that if you've got to spend X amount of time leveling a whole new character?
We don't know like how long the seasons last.
3 months.
Sorry, we don't know how long it takes to get to. So if
that's what I mean. But I don't want to start a new character.
But say you have a list of content on here. So say every season there's 4 new dungeons, there's 10 different quests, and then there's 20 different cosmetic items. So is that something that I can get done in a week? Or is that something that's going to take the full 3 months for me to do? Because if that's something that you can get done in a week, then yeah, that makes sense because you can just quickly hop in and make a new character, get that shit done, boom, I'm done with that season. I can carry on with my main character. But if it's going to take 3 months, then there's no point in having a main character because you're never going to have time to fucking play it. Also, if I can get the whole season done in a week, do I have to wait for that season to be over before I can transfer all of my stuff from that seasonal character to my normal character? Or am I able to do that instantly? Because by the sounds of it, I've got to wait until the end of the season for that character to become a non-seasonal character. Which, again, so you might have some really cool gear on your seasonal barbarian that your non-seasonal barbarian hasn't got, but you've now got to wait 3 months before you can get it on your non-seasonal barbarian. Which by that point, if you're spending 3 months worth of game time on your non-seasonal barbarian, the stuff on your seasonal barbarian is going to be out of date and obsolete. I don't get it. I don't understand what that is. Why would you do this, Blizzard? What's the point?
It's weird, isn't it?
It doesn't make sense. You can't just... Where's the clarification on that? I don't understand. And then, so they were talking about PvP as well. There's a PvP zone. I can't remember what it's called. And it sounds like a lawless land. In other words, it's completely not a fair playing field. They've even come out and said that they have made it so that it isn't fair. So you can have a team of 4 people just ganking one person constantly with no detrimental effects. You can just keep fucking people up. It's exactly what real life PvP would be like. That I can understand. But this seasonal bullshit, this sounds weird. I don't like that.
Yeah, I don't like it. Well, there you go. I don't like Diablo. Back to Destiny.
We've got to experience it firsthand and see what it's like. We both bought the fucking game. Obviously, you can play it 4 days earlier than I can. I'm not. Well, if I was going to spend the big bucks, I can't anymore because Duolingo's just fucking rinsed me for 60 quid.
Mm-hmm.
But if I don't know. You can't have a game as big as Diablo 4 and have a system like that and have that system be shit. Because there's a lot riding on this, so it must be good. But I just don't understand it. I don't get how that works. But obviously the season's not out and it won't be out for a while. So we won't know how it works for however long. But I'm a bit dubious about it.
Correct. I'm going to go and be sad in the toilet and wee.
Okay, well, we're done now anyway.
Look in the mirror and reflect on my decisions.
We're fucking off. We're going to go and do our Patreon episode.
The good shit.
The good shit.
So sorry for hearing. That must be annoying. Basically, this whole episode is just us saying seasonal content, new characters over and over again. Me getting confused and then you saying the same thing over and over again.
Yeah, but I can't figure it out, and the people listening probably won't be able to fucking figure it out.
So dumb.
If you know what the fuck it means, then please get hold of us and tell us because I can't work it out. I want to see it in live action. We'll work it out. But that was us. See you later.
Uro.